Hey YouTube, Lightning2288 here with another haul video. Like I said in my last video, guys, that I didn't show everything that I got from Frankenstein. I was still waiting on some books and I picked up a few more. But in this haul, it's going to basically be one book from Craigslist I'm going to explain that I got, and then one's from eBay and the rest are from Frankenstein's. And I'll start off with a Shazam number 25. This is the first appearance of Isis. I mean, you know, first appearance, that's what I'm into, the key issues, and yeah, it's a nice copy. I mean, I would probably call it, you know, a VF. Nothing major. I mean, you know, it's still a first appearance, but you know, still, it only cost me $5, and I'm all about picking up the first appearances and stuff like that. And this next book, I actually answered an ad on Craigslist. Let me get it out here, and I'm surprised that I didn't have it. I've always wanted it. I just never went out and you know, went for it or even went on eBay for it. I just thought the prices were way too much for this book. I mean, it's very, you know, it's a super significant book. You know, it's a symbiote issue. So, but basically, I answered an ad on Craigslist. He was selling the whole run, the Secret Wars 1 through 12. And I wanted that run so bad because, you know, it was an event that I grew up reading. It was major to me in the, you know, the 80s. So, you know, but a few years ago, I never had this issue. I had all of them but this issue, but the whole run I had, they were stolen from me. So I answered this dude on Craigslist, and I got this whole 1 through 12 run, including this book, for $40. And I'm talking, they're all probably very fine copies. So I'm real happy with that. And for $40 for the whole series, super stoked to have it. Super stoked to have it. And the rest of these books are going to be from Frankenstein's, and the last one, guys, I promise, it's a pretty major book for me, you know, probably for a lot of people, and I'm super stoked to have it, and that was the only one I got on eBay. But this one is Superman, Jimmy Olsen 133, and this is the first appearance of Morgan Edge. And I basically got it because I'm a big Jack Kirby fan, and this is his first work at DC. So super happy to have this one. And this is probably like maybe a fine plus, maybe a little bit higher. But I mean, for the price, I only paid $3 for it. So super happy to have it. Anything Jack Kirby I could get, especially cheap, I'm definitely gonna pick it up. And this next book is, I seen it in someone's video. I just can't remember who it was. I'm thinking it might have been Vin Crew a while back, or even Comic Quest. I'm sorry, guys, if, you know, I didn't get the right one, right, but I need to start really keeping track. But ever since I saw it in someone's video, I've been looking for this book in the wild for a while. Finally found it, and I mean, like I said, I know you guys are like, it's not a big deal, but for me, it's a Neil Adams classic cover. It's The Witching Hour number 13, and I finally have it, and I'm super happy to have it. It's probably, I mean, it's a fine plus, another fine plus copy, and it only cost me like $4, so super happy to have it. And like I said, anything Neil Adams I could come across, I'm definitely going to pick up, and especially at a cheap price. Definitely. Look at that cover. That thing's freaking awesome. And this is Flash 140. And this is, like I said before, a lot of DC villains, it seem like their books are really undervalued. And basically, Flash 140 is the first appearance of Heatwave. You know, it's a pretty significant Flash film, especially get a first appearance Silver Age DC villain. I mean, and this book, I mean, honestly, on eBay, you're probably looking at maybe $20-$30, and that's probably for like a, you know, a fine, even higher copy. So it's really not that bad. It's really not that expensive. I mean, this copy is not that high of a grade. Honestly, guys, I'd probably give it like a VG. But like I said, I only paid $5 for it. And still, to me, it's still a pretty significant Flash villain, so very happy to have it. And like I said, guys, these are all from Frankenstein's. Oh, and by the way, if anybody watches The Toy Hunter, because I know I mentioned Frankenstein's a lot, and if you guys watched the show The Toy Hunter, the last episode actually showed he was at Frankenstein's. It's in the episode, so if you guys don't know what I'm talking about and would love to find out, it's definitely in that episode. So if you check out his last episode, he's like walking through Frankenstein's and going through dealers and stuff. So definitely check out that episode. And this one I'm super happy to have, and I've been wanting it for a long time. Joker #1 from 1975, I believe. And this cover is just freaking awesome. I just love it. And as you can see, it's probably a fine plus. I mean, I think there's like a little nick right here, and there's a little like crease mark right here. But other than that, it's in really good shape. And I'm glad I got it. I got it for $10. Super happy, because I know the shops near my house, the local shops, their books are actually in worse condition than this one, and they're wanting $40 for it. So definitely happy to pick this one up for $10. I'm glad it's off my list now. And this some more Neal Adams goodness. This is a Green Lantern #89. I mean, it's just one of, the filler issue, but it's still classic Neal Adams. And I noticed this book is actually pretty expensive. I looked on eBay, and like I said, you can't go by the buy now prices, but still, the buy now prices they're like between $20 and $40 for this book. And even when I was at Frankenson's, luckily I got it from the vendor I normally go to, and he gave it to me for like $10. And like I said, it's probably I would say like a VG copy, because you can notice right here there's a couple of like little nicks and stuff, but I don't really care. I just want every book I can get, and the only way for me to do that is by getting sometimes on the lower end of the grading spectrum. But yeah, I think this book's expensive because it's just the content of the cover, because it is slowly rising in price. So if you guys see this in the wild, definitely pick this one up. Well, any Neal Adams, hell, anything Neal Adams touches. Let me get these books out of the way. I don't want them dropping again. This is a Green Lantern #14. This is the first appearance and origin of Sonar, another Silver Age villain for Green Lantern. Like I said, I'm not as familiar with this character as I should be, but it's still a first appearance of a DC villain. Early Green Lantern book. Definitely can't go wrong with that. And the condition, I would probably give it, it's probably a VG plus. It's not that bad. And for the price, guys, I only paid $7 for it, so really stoked to have it. Really, really happy. And this next book, I know we all do the movie speculation thing, and I've said it in my past videos that I'm going to start. I think I'm actually getting tired of the movie and the rumors and all that, because it's just making everything super expensive. I'm just going to go for what I like now. And, keys that I think that are undervalued and don't need a movie or necessarily a show or something. And here's the one I'm going to talk about right now. This is a God damn it. This is Superboy #80. And it's an early Superboy. It's still a 10-cent issue. Still early Silver Age. But the significance of this book is this is the first time ever that Supergirl and Superboy met. So to me, that's pretty significant. And there's a lot of DC keys like this. There's some numbers out there, which I'm definitely be looking for in the next few times I go out hunting. There's Avengers Comics 253. I believe that's the first time Superboy and Robin meet. So definitely be on the lookout on that. And I think, like I said, we focus so much on Marvel that I think a lot of DC books are overlooked, and there's just so much more history when it comes to DC, and that just means there's so many more under the radar, undervalued keys. So I'm definitely going to go after DC, especially while the prices are pretty decent. And like I said, this copy, early DC books, like early Silver Age books, they're hard to get in better grade, or mid to upper grades. So, but this copy, like I said, it's a VG, and it cost me $10. But I still think, in my opinion, it's a pretty significant book. And another book here's another example of a book that's not really that expensive. And I'm sorry, there's like a line right here. For some reason, I used my last Mylar, and it has like a scratch on it. That's not actually the book. So, anyways. Got this, super stoked to have it, been trying to get it for a couple months, and found it for $15. This is Action Comics 340, beautiful Kurt Swan cover. And this is the first appearance of Parasite. And I think Chris Holden just showed this in his video, so congratulations on finding your copy. Super stoked to have mine. But this is probably, I would give it like a 5.0, 5.5 grade, you know. But, I mean, for the price I paid, definitely can. This is like a major Superman villain, which, honestly, I've seen high grades on eBay. And I'm talking, like I said, 50, 60 bucks. I know that's not cheap for a comic book, but for the significance of this book, to get a character of this significance and high grade at that price, I mean, you can't go wrong with it. So if you guys find it in the wild for cheaper, definitely go for it. But I mean, this is a book that I think, in my opinion, is definitely under the radar. I mean, it don't get a lot of love, in my opinion. So yeah, Action Comics 340, first appearance of Parasite. And these next, I think 4 or 5 books, super stoked. Okay, I was done at Frankenstein's. I was done buying all my stuff. I can't even remember, like 25, 30 bucks left. I was going to go buy supplies. I was going to go buy more Mylar, more boards and everything. And then I was going by, and where the guy keeps all the supplies at, there's a new there's a vendor there that sells nothing but modern age. And I'm not really into modern age, but I noticed I've been watching a lot of like videos. Mercenot showed some books I was interested in, District 12. You know, even Wayne Murdoch, they were showing books that I was kind of like on the look for, you know, modern. But he had a box, and he started pulling out these books. And here, I'll show you the first one. This is Amazing Spider-Man 34, and I paid $5 for it. And it's like a 5.0. I mean, it's not, you can see the browning on it, but other than that, I mean, the corners are pretty sharp, and it's not in bad condition. And $5 for early Craven, early Amazing Spider-Man book. Definitely happy about it. And here, let me just get the next one. I mean, this is not the greatest grade for this book. I mean, you can see what it is. There's, you know, it's a VG copy, but I already have another one. But man, this was only $5 as well. Avengers 55, first appearance of Ultron. So definitely happy to have it. Now, you know, and I don't think anybody would have passed it up for $5. And you know, still. And these next 3 books, super stoked. And this is from the same guy. And I even asked him why he's selling the books so cheap, is because he says he doesn't deal in older books. He was just trying to move them. And I just so happened to walk by when he just made the deal with the guy that he bought the box from. He was putting them up. And yeah, he just told me he just wants to move them. He must have got these books dirt cheap, because the next one is Captain America 118, you know. Of course, second appearance of Falcon. Nice looking book. $3.50 I paid for it. $3.50. And I probably give it, you know, like I said, they're all around fine copies, well, except for that Ultron. But still, $3.50 for this book. And the book that I got super stoked about when he told me the price, I was like, are you kidding me? Cap 117. And I've been wanting this for so long. This is the first appearance of Falcon. Freaking awesome Gene Colan cover. I mean, it's, I've been wanting this book for so long, and it is pricey on eBay. I mean, even VG copies. This is probably like a 6.0, 6.5. But the price, he told me $15. And when he told me $15, I even asked him, is there like a page, is the cover detached or what? You know, I made sure to open it, look through it. You know, I even asked him at first, are you sure? It's not a reprint? And he's like, no. He's like, I just don't like dealing in Silver Age or Bronze Age books. So I made a deal with the guy. And I guess the box he bought were mostly modern books. And all these books that I showed you, the last 3 to 4, and this next one I'm about to show you, that was the only old books he had, and he just wanted to move them. And I just so happened to walk across his booth when he was putting them up, and as soon as I saw them and the prices, I bought them all. And the last book I bought from the guy, and this one I'm just super stoked to have. I've been looking for it for a while. I mean, you can see the browning and whatnot. You know, it's still probably a VG copy. I don't care. I've been wanting it for a while, and I actually saw it. I forgot. I think it was Mercenot that showed it, maybe 3-4 videos back. But the first appearance of Baron Strucker. So definitely, definitely been hunting for this book for a long time, and I paid $8 for it. So definitely not gonna pass up on that. And just as long as my collection grows and I keep picking keys up, I could care less. Cause like I said, I'm not in it for the investment, and and I remember there was a guy I was talking to the other day that's saying, well, I don't buy VG copies, they're not investment. And to me, I kind of don't agree. Yeah, it's nice to have the high grade because you're going to have your biggest return, but who would have thought 10 years ago people would be buying these VG copies now? I mean, you're talking people buying VG copies of Hulk 181 for $300 to $400. I mean, I'm just saying people tend to most people are going for VG copies now because us normal collectors can't collect everything near mint very fine. So that's why a lot of the VG copies are going for the prices they're going. And you have to think long term. Now, what are these books going to be worth 20 to 30 years from now? That's how I look at it. Yeah, it's not a 9.8, but it's a 5.5, and in 20 to 30 years, it's still going to be worth more than what I paid for. So it's still an investment. But like I said, I'm not in it for that. I just love comic books. And that's why I collect. I want all the keys. I love the history behind the comic books. And sorry about the rant, guys. But this last book, super stoked to have it. Been wanting it probably for 2 years. Finally got it, and man, this is House of Secrets 92. We all know what it is. First Swamp Thing. Awesome. Bernie Wrightson cover. Freaking, this is a book, and it's cool because books, they just make me feel like a little kid again, man. And when I got this in the mail off eBay, man, I was like a kid at Christmas, man. I just couldn't wait to open the book up, and I've kept it since I've had it. I've had it for like 5 days now, and I've just been kept it next to my night. Every time I go to bed, man, I have to look at it. It's just one of those books that I like, and like I said, it's a VG. It's a VG copy. You can see the stress on it. But what I like about it is I thought, the colors are really bright on it. And I think it does present well. And like I said, I'm doing all this, eventually I'm going to have my own man cave. My son's getting, a little bit older. So I figure in the next 5-6 years, I'll have all the stuff from my man cave. And this is definitely going to be one of the books that's going to be hung up on my wall. So super, super happy to have it. Been wanting it for a while. And that'll do it for my video, guys. Appreciate all the subs, appreciate all the kind words and comments, and I'll see you next time. Lightning out.